Jaya Sri Radhe. Sham. So, questions? Or studious student.
Maharaj, during the process of bhajan kriya, there are some faults, like there's no consistency and some things. So do these faults carry over even after the stage of nishtha? Like someone might be at the stage of asakti or nishtha or something, but the bhajan is still inconsistent in a different way.
The question is that faults and anarthas and other blockages and obstacles to pure bhakti, do they carry over, do they arise and appear and become self-evident when we're doing bhajan and kriya? That's called anartha nivritti, trying to get free from bad qualities within us. Do these bad qualities or obstacles or impediments, anarthas, bad karmas, bad desires, do they continue into nishtha? Yes, they continue into nishtha. They continue into ruchi, they continue into sakti. And bhav, they become almost nil, and prem, they become destroyed completely. This is described in Hari Katha also. So hang on, it's a long ride. Fasten your seatbelt, it's going to be a lot of bumps. Good to wear a helmet also. It's going to hurt your head when you bounce up and down. Don't worry about anarthas, worry about loving Krishna.
Even the inconsistency in sadhana, like sometimes you're not chanting.
You have to speak louder, I can't hear you.
Even the inconsistency in sadhana, like sometimes
Inconsistency in sadhana.
Inconsistency.
yeah, sometimes you miss some rounds or something.
Viyuddha vikalpa? What's it called? Viyuddha vikalpa.
Niyamakshama
Yamakshama Taranga Rangini.
Yeah. So what do you want to do? Quit or what? What are you trying to say?
I'm asking, does something, this is a gross kind of a thing, it's like you're not consistent, so even this is being carried till that stage.
Don't worry about all this stuff. You're too much scholastic. Try to come out of your mind and work out of your heart more. This is bhakti. The soul is floating on the life hairs of the heart. The soul is not in the head. So come out of your head, you know. That's a foreign place. Walk on the ground, don't fly in the sky. Shravanam Kirtan Vishnu Smaranam. Just concentrate all your activities on Sarup Siddha Bhakti. Hearing, chanting, remembering Krishna. And everything else will be adjusted automatically. Krishna in the heart, he'll cleanse the heart. Srimatam Sakata Krishna Punya Shavana Kirtan. He'll cleanse the heart, he'll do everything. You just do your Bhakti. Chant Krishna Chaitanya Marjam. Everything's done by Bhakti. You don't have to analyze this thing, that thing. Just do Bhakti, and after a few months, few years, you'll be a pure devotee. That's it, no problem. You have a clean heart and pure mind. If you practice the process correctly, just learn everything about how to chant properly, how to hear properly, how to chant properly, how to remember properly. And everything else will be adjusted. Because Krishna will do everything. Guru Kripa and Krishna's mercy. Krishna, when he talks about becoming devotee, he says, think of me, don't think about anarthas. 1865 Gita. Just think of me, don't think of six subtle anarthas, 6 gross anarthas, 12 this, 12 that. It's not college. Get out of the college, dial down the college mode, you know. I mean, Vishwanath analyzed it minutely and Hari Katha just to show off, you know. To show what a scholar is, and show that Bhakti Yoga is a science. I mean, it's like one Gaudiya sannyasi said that the Hari Katha is a sledgehammer against the Hajis. Sledgehammer means a Hatora, big hammer, big 5 kilo, boom, boom. It's a sledgehammer against imaginary bhakti, that's pretty graphic. Now you want to get a wake-up call. I'm really advanced. I've been in this movement for 5-10 years. I'm chanting 32 rounds a day. I'm a big book distributor. I'm a big famous guy. I'm really advanced. Then you open my door, you get somebody. When you read Shastra, you fall asleep. When you hear kirtan, it's off key, you don't like it. So narratives are described. You get a clear picture of what you are. You ain't a big anything. Like many people, new people that come in, can you recommend one book? I say, you're intoxicated. Do you want to stay intoxicated or do you want to become sober? People come to me from different missions, not mentioning any names. Different famous missions. They say, can you recommend one book for me which will help me a lot? And I asked him, you want to stay intoxicated? Or you want to become sober? Sober means not intoxicated. What do you mean? Because if you read the book I tell you to read, now you're intoxicated, you think you're an advanced devotee. I'm a preacher. I'm pracharak. I'm katavachak. Acha, I'm monkey. So it's a great book. It really makes you realize, wow, I've got a long way to go. I call it the humility pill. But really, Kadami is a Danya Dawa, Danya Goli. Danya Bob Goli. Take 2 a day. And you'll be, after a month studying the book, you'll be so humble. You over every door you see over the basins, you worship them, over the mouth sweets, and beg everybody, please give me mercy, please bless me, Kripakaro, Ashirwad Deo. If you don't bless me, I have no success. What was that? Was that a question? I don't know what that was. That's some questions. A lot of devotees here. Some questions. Do you have any questions from Sri Shuffle? Hari Dave, sweet.
Hari Dave, sweet.
Yeah. He got the right name, right? Hari Dave, he's shouting book all the time. Nice guy. Question? You have any question? You look like you're thinking pose. Shivam, come on.
Gurudev, last time you told that the Vaishnavas are devotees of Vishnu. So in Padma Puran,
the word Vaishnava means devotee of Vishnu.
Yes, a devotee of Vishnu.
Ram, Krishna, Nrsimha, etc.
So Gurudev, in Padma Puran, Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhurila, it is mentioned about Radha Kunda, Yatha Radha Priya Vishnu, the shlok. But there is a mention of words like Vishnu twice. So why is Radharani name is with Vishnu? Like in first line also and in fourth line also. So
well, sometimes the word Vishnu, of course, means Krishna, obviously, because in one way to understand Shastra, you have to understand context. you have to understand the context and the complete message that that particular part of the Shastra is trying to describe. So when you take one verse out of the Shastra to make a Mahima, or make a glories of Radharani or some, you have to see what are the other slokas before that and after that to get the full picture. Like sometimes it's called quoting out of context. So for glorifying Radharani, they take verses from different places. But what in the whole discussion of that verse, it may mention the name Krishna, you know, in Radha Kunda and Krishna Radharani. So it says Vishnu twice. It's just everywhere Vishnu's word is used. All the Puranas, they always talk about God, Bhagavan as being Vishnu. Krishna is very esoteric. That's why Jiva Goswami wrote a whole Sandarbha, Krishna Sandarbha, to establish the supremacy of Bhagavan as Krishna. The name Krishna, the form of Krishna is the supreme form of Bhagavan. Purnatam Bhagavan. Because Puranas and Upanishads, they talk about Vishnu. Vasudeva. So he had to establish, so he quotes the whole Sandarbha, hundreds of verses, to describe the unique position of Krishna. Bhagavan is the greatest form of Bhagavan is Krishna. And the Goswamis, they slant, the whole commentaries they give on the Bhagavatam, they slant everything towards Krishna and keep him in Vrindavan. The Bhagavatam takes Krishna out of Vrindavan, but the commentaries of the Goswamis keep Krishna in Vrindavan. When Akrura was taking Krishna Balaram to Mathura for a wrestling match, Krishna Balaram got out of the Akrura, got out the chariot and came back and sent Vasudeva Krishna and Sankarshan Ram to go and to beat up Kamsa. And they came back and went Rasila and played in Vrindavan. That's the Goswami's concept. And they quote the Padma Puran, they say after he killed Dantavakra, he came back to Vrindavan and sent all the Brishvasis back. That's nowhere in the Bhagavatam at all. So one side of our mouth, the Gaudiya Vaisnava, we say Bhagavatam is supreme Praman. But then the other side we say, well, our interpretation of it, our Goswami's explanation of Bhagavatam is supreme Praman. That's why Krishna's Kaviraj says in Adi Lila, he says, six Goswamis are 6 gurus for the whole Gaudiya Sampradaya. So Bhagavad Puran, as explained by the 6 Goswamis, because on face value, Srimad Bhagavatam says Krishna left Vrindavan, didn't come back. But the commentaries of 6 Goswamis say he came back regularly to Vrindavan, and he came back after he killed Dantavakra and sent all the Brishvasis back to Vrindavan. One form he went with him, one form he stayed in Vrindavan, and one form he went back to Dwarka. Wow, that's a good one. Because he said he'd come back. He told the Gopis, I'll come back. Parso, I'll come back the day after tomorrow. We have Parsoligram. We got on the chariot. He said, when are you coming back? Oh, I'll go there one day, look around, and sightsee. Next day I'll come back in the evening. It's a 2-day job. You know, like a hired killer. You fly one day, kill one, fly back. So the Goswami, our worship, we follow the Goswamis, Sad Goswamis. Vande Rupa Sanatana Rupa Sujiva Gopalaka. There's a kitty playpen over there. Radhika and Radha Krishna. Jaya Radhe. I don't know Sanskrit. I saw an explanation because all the words of, like, you know, Shiva and all these words, they're actually words to describe Krishna. Shiva means auspicious. So when we say Shiva, it means Krishna because he's auspicious. So Vishnu means, I think the word Vishnu means all pervading or something. Sarvyapak. Yeah, so the word Vishnu means all pervading. So Krishna is all pervading, so Vishnu means Krishna. Hari Katha, the Atma is all pervading, Krishna is all pervading. That's why he showed Virata Rupa. Shravratru with Kurukshetra, universal form. Everywhere his eyes and faces, Sarvato Panipadam Tat Sarvato Shishamomakam. That's the Upanishad verse, Katha Upanishad. There's also a verse from Gita. What verse? Where's it?
Sarvatapani padam tat sarvatokshi siromakam sarvata shruti malloke sarvamavrit
Sarvam Shruti Maloke.
Shruti malloke sarvamavrit
So
avritya
Avritya. What verse, what number?
11 pipes.
Where's our Aditya? He always gets the fun. Come on, do some more. Do something. Say, wake up, Jiva. He went underwater after he got married. He got submerged. Underground. It's good. It's underground. No, the Bhagavatam says Griham Mandakupa. Deep underground. Where are you?
13.14.
13.14.
What?
13th chapter, 14th.
14.
Oh, 13, 14. 13 chapter Gita, 14 verse. Questions? Aditi, you're a smart girl. What's the question? Sir, you have a question? You came early.
Okay, yeah, I have always questions, I think. So I never quite understood how is it working with the karma and the guru. So many opinions with the guru takes your karma with the initiation, for example. How is this working? Or for example, then they're bringing up this example with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Jagat Mare. He turned into black blackish when.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how is this even?
I think it was Radharani meditating on Krishna.
So, or the guru gets sick because the disciples couldn't hold the four principles.
Yeah, the question
like
of
that,
guru and karma and all that. Karma itself is beginningless. It's anadi, just like the jiva. It's endless and eternal. But the guru, Krishna tells in Gita, you surrender unto me, I take all your karma. 1866 of Gita, 18 chapter 66 verse. Question is, what about a guru taking karma and all that stuff? So Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Prityaja Mamekam Saranam Raja Hantam Sarva Papeva Moksha Ishri Master Moksha Ishami. I take away all your karma. So Krishna takes away all your karma. How does he do that? He does that through his Kripa Shakti Murti. Who is the Kripa Shakti Murti of Krishna? Gurudev. Most gurus, when they take diksha, they don't get sick at all. They give diksha because they're just transparent. It goes, here you go, you take it, man. Hey Krishna, like I say, you pass this back, right? And you take it, pass it back. You give this to this guy in the back. Okay, you don't hold it, you just pass it back. So well, Krishna, okay, thank you. And he throws it up. So that's our understanding. That's what my teacher told me. So Krishna dissolves all the karma and always protects his devotees. The guru. The guru is there to do that work. And the Jiva Goswami defines diksha as receiving mantra, Gopal mantra Kamgaji, which destroy diksha. The word diksha means receiving a mantra that's in a sampradaya mantra. So the mantras are Gaudiya Sampradaya, Diksha mantra is a Gopal mantra, primarily, and Kamgaji is also added. This means Diksha. Right now it's not Diksha. So Diksha, when you have Diksha means you get the Gopal mantra. So he defines Diksha as that receiving mantra and transcendental wisdom, which just receive mantra which gives you transcendental knowledge and destroys your anarthas and all your karmas. Diksha. Sha means destroy, minimizing, eliminating. Sha, and D means divya again. So Divya that transcendental knowledge, which is compressed in a mantra and also subsequent shiksha, is called diksha, and that destroys your karma. The mantra destroys your karma, and Krishna's touch destroys your karma. And the guru is the via medium for that process. Transfer medium. He doesn't get sick. If he gets sick, I read commentaries by acharyas. If the guru gets sick, sometimes Krishna will make the guru sick. That's what acharyas have told me. If the guru is initiating unqualified people. Because the guru is supposed to be qualified, and the disciple is also supposed to be qualified. The qualification of the disciple mentioned Hari Bhakti Vilas number 2, Vilas second Vilas. So some gurus are very liberal and compassionate, and they overextend themselves. They initiate anybody. I remember there was one guru in Gaudiya Vaisnava. He was initiating a public function in a temple, and they had 20 Java beads, and the brahmachari assistant of the sannyasi guru, he said, Guru, you have one extra set of neck beads, one extra set of Java beads. So the guru held the beads. Anybody want to take diksha? And there was a newspaper reporter there from some newspaper that didn't have anything to do, interested in bhakti or anything. He said, okay, sounds cool. So he came up, he got neck beads and Java beads. He got diksha. So that's not a qualified disciple. Because in Hari Bhakti Vilas it describes the qualities of guru and disciple. Then it says a long section about what day to initiate, what time to initiate, what month, and all these different considerations of Kala, Desha, and Patra for giving mantra diksha. And then at the end it says, however, the guru according to his will, he can initiate anybody, anytime, anywhere. They're flying on British Airways from Delhi to London. They're sitting next to somebody, talking to them for 2 hours. You want to get diksha? Yeah, okay. And if you happen to be on his right side, it's convenient because his right ear is. If you're sitting on his right side, you can just put his right ear there to speak the mantra. But generally, it also tells in Hari Bhakti Vilas the guru should wait 1 year, at least 1 year, up to 4 years. 4 years for Shudra, 3 years for Kshatriya, 3 years for Vaishya, 2 years for Kshatriya, 1 year for Brahmin, and 100 years for Russians. $50 years for Germans. 35 years for Swiss. 200 years for Americans. Doesn't say anything about that. Basically, according to the definition of Hari Bhakti Vilas, no one outside of Varnashram Dharma or no one outside of India has the Adhikar for diksha. So, everyone turn in your neck beads. Give back your name, become John Smith again. Mary Jones. So it's all mercy. It's Gaurnitai mercy. Nitai Gaur Siddhanta. This is Audarya Leela. Overflowing magnanimity. Overflowing magnanimity. Audarya. When the cup is full of milk or full of kheer, that's Madhurya Leela. When the kheer overflows the cup, that's Audarya Leela. So Krishna's Leela is a full cup of kheer, and Gaur Leela is overflowing cup of kheer. And we got a few drops of that kheer, and that's why we're here. Jai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Gaur. Mercy cases all the way. When Prabhupada first started preaching in India, he followed the footsteps of his Guru Maharaj. his Guru Maharaj installed Radha and Krishna Mahaprabhu. Because these are the worshipful deities of Gaudiya Sampradaya, Radha Krishna Mahaprabhu and Giri Govardhan. And Prabhupada went to Calcutta, when he went to Jhansi as a Grihastha and preached, he installed the deity of Mahaprabhu, and the deity of Mahaprabhu is Mathura and Narayana Maharaj's Mandir, Keshaji Gaudiya Math. And when Prabhupada opened the temple in Calcutta ISKCON, he installed Mahaprabhu. And when he opened the temple in Mayapur, when he started preaching Mayapur, he had a deity of Mahaprabhu. The deity is in his room in the Lotus building. Lotus building? I think Lotus building. Where his bedroom is. But when he went to New York, when Prabhupada went to New York and started preaching, he was thinking, oh, it's saw Mahaprabhu. Then he said, wait a minute. These guys are worse. They're worse than Jagai Madai. The whole streets there's hundreds of Jagai Madais in New York City. They're all lying in the parks, lying in the streets, stoned and drunk, high on LSD. So we had to call on Gaura-Nitai. Forget Mahaprabhu is Rasaraj, Mahabhav, Radharani, and Krishna in one ecstatic form. Bhava Radharani and Krishna Rup. So he installed Gaura-Nitai everywhere. Everywhere Gaura-Nitai, Gaura-Nitai, Gaura-Nitai. And because of Gaura-Nitai's mercy, we're all sitting here today. Nitai Gunamani Amar, Nitai Gunamani, Nitai Padakamalam. Questions? Money. We're talking about you. You passed the loyalty test.
Newborn baby.
Yeah. Newborn baby. Me too. Questions? Valentina, questions? Okay, sir, ask a question.
So, what's the benefit when you chant like Gadai, what was it? Gadai Gaur, and then with, you heard about that?
I know, sounds good.
So it's like the Maha Mantra just with Gadai as Hare, Krishna as Gaur, and then Ram is Nitai.
Yeah, it's nice. If you like it, run with it. It won't hurt you. Generally, we like to be convinced that what we're doing has some backing to it. Like we have a term, what is your background? Like you don't just pick a girl off the street and say, I'm going to marry her. You want to know the girl's background. So you're asking about chanting mantra, Gadai Gaur, Gadai Gaur, 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 Gadai Gadai. Is that good? Is that bad? It's good. It's the names of God. It's Radharani and Krishna. Gaur is Krishna, Gadai is Radharani. Gadar. So it's very nice. You chant that mantra, you can get prema. But what is the background of that mantra? Does it come from Shastra? Does it come from Guru? Does our Guru's blessing us to chant that mantra? Do we have examples of devotees who chant that mantra and attain siddhi? Because our goal is siddhi, perfection. It's a nice mantra, it's a beautiful mantra, and it's Nam, so any name of Krishna will give you prema. We can't argue against it, that's true. Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. Any name of Bhagavan will give you prema. But generally we feel more faith and more confidence and determination to follow sadhana, abhideya, sadhana that has been walked by the previous acharyas. We want to be anugatya. We want to be anugatya, the Mahajans. We want to follow the footsteps of the acharyas. We're supposed to follow Rupa and Raghunath. If we're Gaudiya Vaisnavas, we follow Rupa and Raghunath. many ideas and new things come along. What do they chant? And what mantras do they chant? We should try to understand that and follow their footsteps, because that's the standard way and the solid way to get success. Like people study business in school, they're studying principles of business that have been proven successful. Like business books are written, they're kept revising all the time. Business. You have business education in 1950. It's not the same as 2020. There's new principles of business, new ideas. Everything's always changing. So in spiritual life, it comes down by tradition. Tradition is very important. It's called parampara, tradition. What did my guru did like this, and his guru did like this, and his guru did like, and they all attain perfection. So I have faith in them. I have faith in my tradition. I have faith in my line. So let me follow them. I don't just grab any new fad that comes down the street, you know. Now everyone's wearing pink sneakers, so I'm going to go out buy some pink sneakers. Next week everyone's wearing red scarf. I'm going to wear a red scarf. Now, so in terms of philosophy, chanting Jaya Jaya is perfect. We can't say it's not perfect. If you have some acharyas and gurus and sadhus instructing you that way and you inspire that way, go for it. But have faith in that. But faith is usually based on tradition, by association, by shastra. So basically, faith is defined by Jiva Goswami and Sandaras. It's believing the truth of shastra. That's called shastriya shraddha. This is the real meaning of faith. Faith doesn't mean belief. Faith means accepting the teachings of Shrutis, Smritis, Puranas, and strengthening one's life to following the teachings. That's the definition of faith. Faith in Shastra. Well, the Shastras are telling the truth. The Upanishads, Vedanta Sutra, and Bhagavad Gita. It's called Prashtantraya. The Upanishads, Vedanta Sutra, Bhagavad Gita. It's called Prashtantraya. These are the three forms of solid evidence for time eternal. Krishna spoke the Gita. The Gita is 120 million years old book. See the publishing date? You look at the front. Gita published 120 million years ago. Wow, I got a new edition. 50,000th edition. Krishna says, I spoke to the Bambi Vashita Yoga. I spoke this science of Gita to the sun god 120 million years ago. So Krishna says, chant my name, chant Krishna's name, Satsang Kirtayanto Mam. Krishna speaking Gita, he says, what verse, what chapter is that?
Satatam Kirtayanto.
What's the whole verse?
Satatam Kirtayanto Mam.
Yejana Paripasate.
Yesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamyaham. Yogakshemam Vahamyaham.
You mix me verses together.
Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. Yatantascha Dridhavrata Katyantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanti Charamanti.
Namasyanta.
See, you go crazy. He doesn't get in my heart, he's going to mix and match. Mixing and mashing. 9:14. Chapter 9 is Rajavijja Rajaguya chapter. Secret knowledge. Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. Mam means me means Krishna. Always chant my, Satata means Sat Kirtan. Always do Kirtan of Krishna Nam. Doesn't say Jaya Jaya. Yatantas cha jidavrata namasyantas tamam bhaktya nitya yukta bhakti. By chanting Krishna's name, you'll always be connected with Krishna. That's what it says. Thank you. So I appreciate what you're saying, and someone suggested that, and maybe you chant that. That's well and good. But I like to follow the standard way. I follow Gita and Bhagavatam and 6 Goswamis and my Guru Maharaj. Is that okay?
Thank you.
Good I go. Must be Bengali, you know, that's like in Bengal they have their own their rule is Gaur Prem, and that controls everything. Bengalis, their success is Gaur Prem. Anything to do with Gaur and Gauranga and Gaur and Nitai. They look at Vrindavan, direction Vrindavan, offer respect to it. They stay in Navadvip. We stay in Vrindavan, we look towards the west, we look towards the east, towards Navadvip. Dhanavad Pranam, Jaya Jaya Whoever pronouns the Navadvip Mandal, we meditate on it also. East is east, west and west, and never the twain shall meet. There's some poem like that. East is east, west is west. So Vrindavan Vrishvasis are one kind of devotee, Navadvip Vasis are another. Vrindavan Vasis is Radhe Radhe Radhe. That's it, Vas. Radharani Sarkar, Radharani Radheshwari, everything Radharani. But in Navadvip is Nidai Gaur, Hari Nidai Gaur. Both are perfect. Two sides of one coin, heads and tails. Navadvip, this is on or off? What's off? Okay, it's good, it's off. Good to turn off. Blinking. Question, not you. Wait, hold it, wait a while. Huh? Question. No question, you're quiet man. Vikarshvava. Yeah, go ahead.
Why only female bodies are allowed to enter Golok Vrindavan?
What do you say?
Why are the female bodies allowed to enter Golok Vrindavan? Only.
Why only female bodies are allowed to enter Golok Vrindavan?
Not Gopal.
Right, Mukrai Baba, right. Jai Mukrai. Nani ki jai, right, Nani ki jai. Yes, Mukrai. Question is not exactly some misunderstanding there. The question is, why are only female bodies allowed to enter Goloka Vrindavan? That's not true. Explain, what do you want to say? Explain that.
Shivratri, on Shivratri, your that post came out that Mahadev destroys Purush Bhav, that ego and all.
Ras Leela.
Yeah, so what's the question, or what do you want to say? Think about your question, make it right. I can't give an imaginary answer to an imaginary question. No, okay, I think I get what you're trying to say. In the spiritual world, there's one Prabhu, Krishna. Everyone else is a servant of Krishna. Jivara Surupaya Krishna Nityadas. So Seva Bhav is basically, you can say, the mood of a servant is female energy. Purusha, the enjoyer, everyone in the spiritual world is enjoyed. They're all in female idea, but they have male forms. Coward boys have male forms. Nanda Maharaj, there's so many males are there. But there's Bhav is, I'm a dasi, I'm a servant, I'm a das, I'm a kinkari. And the only enjoyer of everyone's service, everyone's activities is Krishna. So he said, one Purush, Ekala Krishna Ara Sabya Britya, the Bengali verse. Ekala Ishwara Krishna Ara Sabya Britya. There's one Ishwara Krishna, everyone else Sabya Britya means everyone else is a servant. The servant, dasi means das, there's das and dasi. It's prakriti bhav. Prakriti bhav. The Shaktiman. So everyone is Shakti of Krishna, and he's a Shaktiman. He's a Purusha, and everyone's enjoyed by him. Nanda Maharaj is serving Krishna. Yashoda is serving Krishna. All that. Balaram, everyone's serving Krishna. So that Seva Bhav is female by nature. I think that's your confusion.
So Maharaj, it's only the bhav which is male and female, or I believe there is no God. So God can have can be said Krishna. There is no classification of male or female for him.
Now,
The bhav is male or female.
Bhagavan, we're speaking of Bhagavan, and Bhagavan has many Bhagavans. Unlimited, Anantarupa Bhagavan. But Bhagavan Krishna in Golok Vrindavan is male form. It's called Nara Lila, human-like form. He has a male form, but it's transcendental. Satchidananda body. And he's the Purusha, he's the enjoyer. Nityo Nityanam Chaitanya Chaitnanam. He's eternal conscious entity, and we're also conscious entities eternally. But he's the supreme. He's Vivu Anu. So he has a male form, and the spiritual male form, and there's spiritual female forms also. Bhav is one thing, form is another thing. So you have a form, you have a bhav. You have a male form and you have different bhavas. You have one bhav for your daughter, one bhav for your boss, and one bhav for your employees, one bhav for your wife. So it's like that. Any Russian questions? Japanese, Chinese, Italian question. Okay.
413.
413, thank you.
What is the difference between the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and Radhe Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe? Devata mantra.
What
Radhe
is-
Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Shyam.
What is the difference between Hare Krishna Mahamantra and Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna?
And Radhe Shyam also.
What is the difference between Hari Krishna Maha Mantra and Radha Shyam Mantra, whatever they call it? Yeah. The Radha Shyam Mantra is chanted by the Nimbark Sampradaya, and Hari Krishna Mantra is chanted by the Gaudiya Sampradaya. And if you're involved with Sampradaya, you chant Sri Krishna Sharanamama. If you're in a Shankara Sampradaya, you chant Tattvamasi, Ambramasmi, Sarvakalavadam Brahma. So every Sampradaya has a different mantra. So we're Gaudiya Sampradaya, our mantra is the Maha Mantra. Nimbark Sampradaya, their mantra is called Radha Krishna, Radha Krishna. Our mantra is Radha Krishna Yuga Mantra, their mantra is Radha Krishna Yuga Mantra. Hare is Radhe, Krishna Ram is Radharaman, and Sham is Raman, Sham is Hari, Sham is Krishna, Hare is Radharani. What's the problem? Different strokes for different folks. Any mantra of Bhagavan Sri Krishna is perfect. You chant a mantra of Bhagavan's names and you get perfection. You get siddhi, you get prem, you get mukti, liberation. You chant purely. Mantra is usually given by Guru. Guru Padashaya Diksha Hari Shikshanam. You take Diksha mantra and then you get Shiksha. Go in there. Go in there. Have any questions down there?
I'll ask inside with it.
Inside.
Okay, yeah. Inside questions. Ultra secret. Parental guidance required. Parental approval. Right? X-rated question. Okay.
Maharaj, how do you chant in the mind properly?
How do you what?
How do you chant in the mind properly, like attentively?
What's that? Your guest book or something?
Notes.
Yours.
Notes.
I borrowed for today.
His. That's right. Yeah, your secretary with you now. Before you didn't have a secretary. Secretaries carry a notebook. So the gentleman's asking a question about chanting silently. So what's the question? Just do it. What's your question about?
How do you chant in the mind?
There's 3 types of chanting: Manasik japa, Upamshu japa, Uchaisik japa. Uchaisik japa is loud enough so you can hear it, but no one else. That's called Uchaisik. Not if you're making if someone can hear you chanting from 5 feet away, that's called kirtan. It's not japa. Japa means whispering. The word japa means whispering. He had a question asking, what is Manasik japa? There's 3 kinds of japa. One is Manasik, one is Upamshu, one is Uchaisik. Uchaisik means loud enough so you can hear it, and maybe somebody sitting next to you. But if somebody 5 feet or 10, that's not japa, that's kirtan. So Upamshu means whispering. Someone sitting next to you can't hear it. That's called Upamshu. But Manasik means your lips don't move and your tongue doesn't move. When you chant Manasik japa, your tongue should not move inside your mouth and your lips should not move. It's just in the mind. And Hari Katha says this is 1,000 times more effective than other forms of japa. So how does that work? Because we say Nam Namakari Bhavada Nija Sarva Shaktis. In the Shikshastriyam, Lord Chaitanya said, Sarva Shakti, Nam Namakari Bhavada Sarva Shakti. And your name's all power is there. Sarva Shakti means all power. So whether I chant silently or whispering or out loud, equal power. So why is Hari Katha saying there's 1,000 times more power, more effect in Manasik japa? What's the answer?
Because it helps to concentrate.
That's not why it's more powerful, because that's not an answer. I said, why is it more powerful? It's a method of, as a method, it's a more you have to be more concentrated to apply the method of silent japa. But it doesn't answer my question, why is it more powerful? He says it's 1,000 times more powerful.
It was mentioned in the Shastra.
Upansa means mind can be wandering in other 2 cases, but in this case mind can.
Yeah. So why the question is, why is there's loud chanting or soft chanting or silent chanting? Why is silent chanting called Manasik japa 1,000 times more beneficial, more effective than other forms of japa? Because your mind is absorbed in the object of absorption, Krishna. Whether you're chanting out loud or other forms, you can have what's that distraction called? Vikshepa. You can be distracted. You're chanting Hare Krishna, what's for lunch? Hare Krishna. I have a toothache, Hare Krishna. But to chant Manasik, you have to concentrate. And when you're concentrating, who you're concentrating on? You're concentrating on the Nam-Rup. Nam-Rup means Krishna, Sakshat Krishna. Binatva Namanamano. Binatva Namanamano. That the name and how it is being named, there's no difference. So the absorption is greater, So the more you're absorbed in Krishna, the more you're thinking of Krishna and remembering Krishna, the more your heart is getting purified, the more you're increasing your attachment to Krishna. That's why Manasik Japa is 1,000 times more beneficial, but it's harder because it requires intense concentration. Because generally the tendency is when you chant Manasik Japa, you skip it. You don't chant the mantra. Like in Manasik Japa, you're chanting, you're missing mantras. You have to really concentrate to chant 16 words. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Mind. Tongue is not moving, lips are not moving. It's the best form. If you can do it, do it. You've been around for 10 years, you should have a pretty purified mind by now. And Vrindavan is a very purified atmosphere. The holy name is floating in the air here. You can see the holy name in the air. Just grab a holy name. Hare Krishna. You'll be in Agra psychiatric hospital in no time. There's a crazy hospital in Agra where you're going around. I'm grabbing the holy name. Guy's loco. This guy is loco. Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe, Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. What's the time now?
4:23.
Huh?
4:23.
4:23.
4:23. I'm doing water thing. So I have to see who I'm sharing my water with. In India, you have to share your water with many entities. Nobody's came today. Keep under here. Okay, questions? Acha, the counts book. Okay.
Aditi is asking this question. So what is the bhav of Krishna when different servants are serving him, bathing him, dressing him, etc. versus the bhav of Radharani when her Sakhis are dressing her, doing her
Wait. One question at a time. Ask one question.
Difference between the bhavas of Krishna and Radharani when they're getting dressed, bathing him, dressing him, serving him. So when Radharani is also dressed by Sakhis, Manjaris, so what will be the bhava of both of them?
When they're getting dressed.
When they're dressing him, bathing him, Shringar.
Like in Nanda Bhavan when Krishna is getting ready by all his servants.
Okay, let's take one at a time. Question is, what is the feeling of Krishna when he's getting dressed, and what is the feeling of Radharani when she's getting dressed? When Krishna's being dressed, you can read in Govinda Lilamrita and Bhavaamrita. There are many mandris there dressing Krishna, and also bathing him, rubbing oil on his body and bathing him. Mother Yashoda just thinks they're little girls. They're little girls, but they're naughty also. They're little naughty girls. They're 12, 13 years old, and they're mature at 1.5 times rate. Bhagavan Puran says some individuals, they mature at 1.5 times rate. So a 12-year-old girl plus 6 is 18. Like Krishna, when Krishna did the rasa dance, how old was he? Bhagavatam said he was 7 years old. 7 years old. 7 and 3 is 10. So he was 10. So when he lived in Vrindavan 10 years, 8 months or something like that. So 10 and 5 means 15. So he was like 15-year-old boy, 16-year-old boy, and Radharani was 15. So a 15-year-old boy and 16-year-old boy are pretty grown up. So that's how, like you see in school, I said it 100 times over 20 years. This is the first guy in 2nd grade or 3rd grade gets a mustache. Wow, he's a man. Mother, come here. So some of you, they mature faster. A girl's 12, 11 years old and she looks like a woman or something. Some people are like that. So what to speak of there? So the manjris and coward boys and servants of Krishna are bathing him. So when the manjris are bathing Krishna, they're trying and bathing Krishna and dressing Krishna, they're trying to touch Krishna's body the same way Radharani touches Krishna's body. And they know the touch of Radharani because Radharani touches her manjris, she embraces her manjris, she gives her clothes to her manjris, maybe she even dresses her manjris sometimes. Try here's my old choli, try it on. Take that one out, try it on. And Radharani will put it on. It can be there. It's possible. So when the manjris are touching Krishna's body and dressing him and bathing him, they're trying to remind him of Radharani's touch. Because in Kunjalila, sometimes Radharani bathes Krishna and splashes water on Krishna, and sometimes she dresses Krishna. So then Krishna knows the touch of Radharani. So Manjri is meditating totally on Radharani. The Manjri tries to be Bhav Talapani with Radharani. Woman with Radharani is Bhav, woman with Radharani. So if Radharani was dressing Krishna right now, how would she touch Krishna? How would she brush his hair? How would she hang his Makar Kunda on his earrings? So the Manjri is absorbed in Radha's Bhav. So Krishna feels the presence of Radharani when the Manjris are dressing him. Okay? Now in Varsana, when the Manjris and Sakhis are bathing, dressing Radharani, they know the touch of Krishna. Because sometimes Krishna embraces the Manjris, he kisses the Manjris, he fondles the Manjris. It's described in the books that go in the little Amrita. Krishna loses his flute. Krishna actually hides his flute somewhere. And he has it's called Vamshi Troy Lila. So Krishna has to search for his flute. So he's like, you're hiding my flute in your choli. So he puts his hand in the choli to find his flute. That's not nice. They're very naughty. So he does that with Rupa Manjri. And he said, so Krishna, you found your flute? He said, no, you didn't, did you? But you finally satisfied your desire to fondle my breasts. Are you happy now? Rupa Manjri tells him off. So Krishna, you happy now? You finally got a chance to fondle my breasts. On a plea of hiding your flute, you hid your flute somewhere in the bushes somewhere. You hid your flute somewhere under a tree, and you go, we stole my flute, where's my flute? So the gopis know how Krishna touches Radharani. They know the touch of Krishna, that's why I'm telling you this. So therefore, when the Sakhi Manjris are touching Radharani, dressing Radharani, they try to make Radharani feel that Krishna's dressing or Krishna's touching her. So when Radharani is getting dressed by Sakhi Manjri, she meditates and feels that Krishna is touching her. Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe Sham. Radhe Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe. Radhe Sham, Sham Sham, Radhe Radhe. Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Nitai Gaur Sita. You got it all covered there. Bam Bam Boli. Equal time. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Shri Ram. India is a land of mantras. So many mantras. Om Padme Hum. Questions? Marlika, question? No question. Anybody else? Yeah.
In Manasiksha, when I was reading, there is a sloka which is stating that rejection of Narayana Bhakti, Lakshmi Narayana Bhakti. Where Raghunath Das Goswami is taking that Lakshmi Narayana Bhakti should not be there for me. And also liberation also. He is rejecting the idea of revelation. It's like poison, he is comparing. So in that purport, it is given Gopkumara, when he went to Vaikuntha, Vishnu has transformed himself into Krishna and to please Gopkumara. And Gopkumara felt uncomfortable in that background of Vaikuntha where Aishwarya is completely filled. But in Brahma prayer,
What's the question?
the Brahma prayer also he says Chintamani Dham, Vrindavan Dham is Chintamani Dham. So what is this Aishwarya he is talking about in Vaikuntha when all have been transformed?
Who's what? I lost track of who's where are we? Where are we? Who's who?
Gopkumara feels uncomfortable in the background of Vaikuntha because it's full of
Gopal is from Vrindavan.
But Brahma in his prayer he says Chintamani Dham because it's full of germs and all in Vrindavan Dham. So
What is your question? You're mixing up all different things. You go Kumar and Brahma and this
no,
and that. And
what
that,
is
and
this
that.
opulence of Vaikuntha, and even though Vrindavan Dham is full of that Chintamani Dham, why it is considered
There's
is not
two Vrindavans. One is Aishwarya Goloka Vrindavan and one is Madhurya Goloka Vrindavan. Aishwarya Goloka, the one, the darshan in Brahma Samhita that Brahma had, he had darshan of Aishwarya Goloka Vrindavan. So that's why he called the gopis, he called them Lakshmi. Lakshmi Sata Sambramana. He's seeing Vrindavan, he's seeing Lakshmis. Because he didn't see gopis with Gunjamala in their hair, he saw gopis with gold crowns and everything. So he saw Aishwarya representation of gopis. He didn't see Madhurya. And he saw the land was Chintamani. The land is Goduli. This land of Braj is Goduli. Brajaduli is not Chintamani. The Shastras Rasic Jans describe this land as Goduli. Goduli, Brajaduli. They don't just Chintamani. Chintamani Prakarasama Sukham Lakshami Tesu Surabir. What? Get out of here, man. This is not Madhurya Braj, this is Aishwarya Braj. He didn't have the Adhikar, he didn't have Gopi Bhav, he didn't have Braj Bhav, how's Brahma going to see the Madhurya Braj? When he came to Braj, he saw four-handed Narayan. He didn't see Krishna. He saw the coward boys and he saw Narayan, four-handed Narayan. All the coward boys looked like Narayan. Krishna looked like Narayan. He was bewildered. Swami Mohan Leela, chapter 13 of Gita of Bhagavatam, 10th canto. If you don't have Braj Bhav, you can't see Vrindavan. You can't see Radha and Krishna. You know the story of Narada Muni? Seki will tell us. You know the story of Narada Muni? Narada Muni met Purnamasi one time in Vrindavan. And Purnamasi said, Narada Muni, have you seen the beauty of Krishna? You know what I'm saying?
He told in Kusum Satra.
Yeah. A rerun, huh?
No.
It's a rerun movie. Okay, so Purnamasi saw Narada Muni in Vrindavan and said, have you seen the beauty of Krishna? He said, yes, I just came from underground. I saw Krishna. And Purnamasi said, you haven't seen the beauty of Krishna. What do you mean? You haven't seen? Let me ask you another question. Have you seen Radharani? Yeah, after I went to see Krishna, I went to Barsana. I saw Radharani. I saw the beauty of Radharani. She's very beautiful. Ati Sundari. And Purnamasi said, no, you haven't seen the beauty of Radharani. What do you mean, Purnamasi? I have two eyes, I have 20/20 vision, I don't wear glasses. You know, I'm okay, you know. I saw them with my eyes. I can make a painting of what I saw. I can make a painting of Krishna right now. No, you haven't seen. You haven't seen. And Narada said, why are you speaking like double talk? You're confusing me. Because if you want to see the beauty of Radha and Krishna, you have to see them when they're together. You can't really see the beauty of Krishna unless he's with Radharani. You can't really see the beauty of Radharani unless she's with Krishna. Because when they're separated, they're not looking the same. Not the full beauty is not there. Because they have the beauty, but the beauty, when you add the beauty of Radha's love to Krishna's beauty, his beauty increases 1,000 times. When you add the beauty of Radharani's love to Krishna's beauty increases 1,000 times. So then, the problem. Radharani said, how am I going to see Radha and Krishna together? You can only see Radha and Krishna together at night, at 12 o'clock at night. That's the only time they get together, at midnight. Raslila. But you can't see them there either. He said, well, you're breaking my head, man. Give me a break, will you? Why can't I see them at midnight? Because you're a man, you're Purusha Bhav, you're a man. You have to be a gopi. Gopi? Nara, gopi? Yeah, if you want to see Radha and Krishna together in Raslila at midnight, you have to be a gopi. How do I become a gopi? Come with me. So he took Narada Muni to Kusan Sarovar and dunked him 3 times. 3 times. Kusan Sarovar. They came up, Naradi Gopi. In Padma Purana, the story is there. He became Naradi Gopi. Not Narada, Naradi. He's still playing the Veena, but played much better now. Gopis play better than Narada, that's for sure. So then he went to the Rasa dance and he saw Radha and Krishna, or Naradi, Gopi, saw Radha and Krishna in Rasa dance. And I've seen it. And then later he met Paramasi. Paramasi, did you see a beauty of Radha Krishna? Yeah, I saw the beauty of Radha Krishna. I saw them together. So this is a story of seeing the real beauty of Radha and Krishna. You know the story? It's an old story. I told it 5 times last week. Questions? You can ask later. You ask. Backside.
Why, I want to ask, why do we offer Aarti to Krishna or anyone? What is the purpose of it? Like, what should we feel when we are offering it? Like, it will...
How many questions are you going to ask? Why? What's the purpose? Why? Who? What? When? Where? Why? Ask one question at a time.
What is the purpose of offering Aarti to any person, like general person?
What is the purpose of offering Aarti to Krishna? It shows submission. It shows gratitude. It shows submission. And it's a form of bhakti called archanam. There's Navavida Bhakti described in 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam by Bhakti Prahlad Maharaj. He's a Mahajan. Dradasa Mahajan, Bhakti Prahlad. He says, Shravanam Kirtan Vishwaswar Archanam. Archanam Bandhanam. Archanam is puja. Puja means arti. So it's a form of devotional expression which shows our love for Krishna and increases our attachment for Krishna and gives pleasure to Krishna. Because the purpose of all devotional activity is to give pleasure to Krishna. Pure bhakti is defined in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, first wave, first chapter, verse 11. Anya vilasita shunya jnana karman yanavritam anukulena krishnanam shilanam bhakti uttama. So Uttam Bhakti means activities which give pleasure to Krishna, perform with a pleasant mind, happy mind, and pure heart. So Arti is an expression of love and bhakti towards Krishna. That's why we do it, because we're bhaktas. Okay. Why do we do anything? What's the answer? Why we do whatever we do? Why do we see? Why do we do dress? Why do we chant? Why do we read? Why?
It's a welcome ceremony actually. You're letting everything in, right? Also with the arati, it's like you're welcoming somebody. You're welcoming somebody into your heart, isn't it?
Yeah, okay, that's nice. That's so devotionally explained, I can't deny that. Swagatam Krishnam, Swagatam Krishnam. Nice way to say it. Welcoming Krishna into my heart. Nice. You have a very soft heart and poetic brain. Good attribute, good qualities. Soft heart, poetic mind. Questions, Russian questions. There's an authentic Russian right here. We got a live one right here. Siberian bear. Go ahead.
Which lila be Narada Kunda?
Which lila happened in Narada Kunda?
Narada Kunda. What lila happened in Narada Kunda, which is across the street from Kusan Sarovar?
Yes.
The lila of Narada Muni becoming a gopi. See, that's the question. What lila happened in Narada Kunda? Narada Kunda is where he did his bhajan and did his tapasya. He performed tapasya in Narada Kunda. Puramasi met him and didn't like that Kunda, so took him across the street to Kusan Sarovar. And he bathed in Kusan Sarovar and he became Naradi Gopi. It's explained in Padma Puran. I don't know of any leelas, specific leelas in Narada Kunda. I can't say. Anybody know? That's the place where we worship Shani. There's a nice Shani temple there. And temple of Radha Krishna also. It's Nimbarki's place. The Narada Muni is one of the worshipful entities of Nimbark Acharya. Hans Avatar and Narada Muni. Hans Bhagavan. That's the Rishdevas of Hans Bhagavan. Okay. Any other questions or questions? Yeah.
Maharaj, what is the importance of doing parikramas as part of our devotional?
What is the importance of what?
Doing parikramas.
As part of our vows or devotional
Parikrama.
sadhana.
Parikrama is done of spiritual personalities. When Narada Muni visits Krishna in Dwarka, Krishna does parikrama of Narada Muni, does puja and parikrama of Narada Muni, and sages, when kings visit sages, after they visit the sage, they do parikrama and then they take their leave. And when different personalities in 10th canto, Vidyadhara, after he was liberated from Python body, he did parikrama of Krishna, went back to Vidyadhara Loka. So parikrama is a way of showing honor. And we do Mandir parikrama 4 times. We do Vrindavan parikrama, we do Tulsi parikrama, we do Gai parikrama of Gai, parikrama of the cow, parikrama of Tulsi, parikrama of Thakurji, parikrama of saintly people, parikrama of the Mandir, parikrama of Radha Kunda, Varsana parikrama. This is the 4th type of Bhakti Bhajan, Padasevanam. It comes under the category of Padasevanam, parikrama. Tulsi parikrama is Padasevanam. Worshipping the lotus feet of Krishna. Lakshmi attained perfection by massaging the feet of Vishnu, the soul of the nectar of devotion. By performing Padasevanam, you can attain perfection in Bhakti Bhajan. By hearing Bhagavatam, Parikshit Maharaj got perfection in Bhakti Bhajan. By speaking Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami got perfection. By remembering Vishnu, Prahlad Maharaj got perfection in Bhajan. By doing Archana and Puja, Prithu Maharaj got perfection in Bhajan. Akrura got perfection in Bhakti Bhajan by Vandanam, offering prayers. Atmanavedam is Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj attained perfection by Atmanavedam. Like that. It's called the nectar of devotion, Bhakti Rasa Sindhu. So any limit of bhakti can give you perfection in bhakti. So just go on for the rest of your life. But generally we find that our Goswami stayed in one place in bhajan. For a few years towards the end of his life, Sanatana Goswami was doing Parikramana Govardhan. But most other Goswamis stayed in one place in bhajan. There's some debate sometimes, some places they debate whether Raghunath Das Goswami was doing Dandavat Parikramana Radha Kunda, but there's nowhere told in Shastra. I personally asked Anantadas Babaji Maharaj this question, because I wrote a book about this idea, and he said he did obeisance in front of his kutir. He offered dandavats, 3,000 dandavats in front of his kutir, and Mahasabhavan got every day. 2,000 of Vaishnavas, 1,000 of Thakurji. Because Srila Prabhupada on one lecture tape, which I quoted in my book, Radha Kunda Maya Mamaduri, he said, Raghunath Das Goswami was lying down and going around, lying down, offering obeisance and going around Radha Kunda. So I wrote there that it appears that from this statement of Srila Prabhupada, ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada, it appears that Das Goswami is doing Dandavat Parikramana. So I asked Anantadas, he says nowhere in Shastra. So, and it makes sense too, but because the Goswamis, although it's quite fashionable nowadays, many Gaudiya Vaisnavas do 1 Parikramana, 2 Parikmanas, 3 Parikmanas a day, but it's not the standard way of bhajan. Because our bhajan is Lila Smaran. Gaudiya Vaishnava's Rag Marg is Lila Smarana Mara, what is it? Smarana Mara Manapran, whatever that verse is there, Prem Bhakti Chandrika. Smarana is the prana of the mind. The life of the mind is Smaran. So it's, you can't walk and do Smaran. Maybe these sadhus that go twice, Babaji go twice, Parikramana, maybe they're doing Smaran to have some ability. But generally one sits in one place and does Smaran. In front of Tulsi, in front of Guru, in front of Radha Kunda, and his kutir, in front of Giriraj. And you can do Parikramana. Some people are passionate and restless, so it's good for them. But Smaran means dhyan. There's 5 levels of Smaran. First is simple Smaran, and then there's Pratyahara. Smaran, Dharana, Dhyan, Dhruvana Smriti, and Samadhi. So all those stages are deeper and deeper absorption. It means you withdraw your sense, your eyes are closed, you can't do walking and all your mind, have your mind in your body and moving legs and everything. So sitting quietly, eyes closed, doing Smaran, this is a proper way. When you read all the stories of Siddha Mahatmas having darshan of Radha Krishna, I never read any biography, any Vaishnava that got darshan of Krishna while on Parikramana. They're all in their kutir, they're all out in the forest sitting, they're usually in their kutir doing bhajan. And Krishna appears to them, Radharani appears to them, Radharani comes to their kutir, Krishna comes to their kutir. I never read any account of someone's doing Giriraj Parikramana and had darshan of Krishna. Have you? I mean, you see, Narayana Bhatta Goswami Unchikan has a cave 20 feet under the ground. Shamananda Prabhu in Vrindavan in Sevakund has a cave 30 feet under the ground. Shamananda Sampradaya, Gaudiya Sampradaya. He wasn't doing purgama in the cave. He was meditating in the cave. 10 meters underground doing bhajan. These are the gurus and acharyas of the Sampradaya, Shamananda. And Sanatana Goswami had a cave in Gokul. And all had different caves. Bhugarva Goswami had a cave in Sevakund. Different had caves underground to absorb in total darkness and meditation. Some people foolishly say, if in the dark it's tamagun, you can't meditate in the dark. Because I wrote articles about cave japa. Cave japa. Because when the darkness is there, when it's totally dark room at nighttime or no lights, then your brain produces melatonin. Melatonin is a chemical which helps you sleep and relax, and it's good for meditation and having psychic experiences, having spurtis, by increasing melatonin content in the brain. So I don't know if all the Babajis and sadhakas understood about melatonin, but they understood the value of meditating in total darkness in caves. They weren't sleeping. But anybody sitting in this room goes in darkness and tries to meditate, you'll sleep. I have these blindfolders, from the airplane, go to sleep. I put those on because any lights coming, I put them on sometimes so I can be dark, totally dark. Darkness is very conducive to deep meditation. You have to be well rested. You can't be too tamasic. If you're a tamasic person, you'll just go to sleep. You have to be a little evolved and sattva. Darkness is a friend of meditators. I heard foolish people say, darkness is tamagun. Tamagun has nothing to do with darkness or light. It has to do with your consciousness. The influence of the gunas. Whenever you meet Babaji, whenever they show you their kutir, you want to see my gufa? I built a gufa here too. I built an underground room myself also. And Hari Charan has one. Every time everybody builds a kutir, they always have a gufa. That's the old style in India. I remember Barsana went. He had a chatai, a bamboo chatai on the floor. A nice simple kutir. Want to see my gufa? Gufa means cave. I said, yeah. You move the chatai, open the door. There was a rope ladder. A hole in the floor about this wide, about wide enough to go like two of these books, like this wide enough for a person to go down. Going down, it's totally dark, dry and dark, beautiful. He said, I chant my japa down there doing meditation. I said, great. That was the way. That was the old every Babaji. I've been in so many gufas. Hridayananda Baba, he was Shamananda Sampradaya. He used to live in Radha Kunda temple. He just left his body a few years ago. He had a little darshan room, and underneath the rug he had a gufa down there. You've probably been in a lot of kutiras, and the Babas don't show you their gufa because it's a secret thing. They usually don't show everybody. But if you're like one of them or something, then they show you. And I know devotees today are building now. They're building gufas. It's a nice experience, gufa. Krishna's dark. Krishna's born at midnight. Madhyarat, Janmastami. Radharani's born midday, 12 o'clock noon. Krishna's born 12 o'clock midnight. Radharani is bright and fair. Gauri, Krishna is Sham, dark. Radharani is straight and honest. Krishna is crooked. Crooked and lies. Radharani is pure and chaste. Krishna is a lumpot. He's a lumpot, womanizer, cheater, liar, thief, kapat, dirt. But we love him. That's the problem. There's only one. He's the only one. Krishna, no one else. What time is it now? 4:57. One more question. Looks like Aditi's warming up for a question here. Come on, don't be. Come on. There's all these notes. Were all the big notes? No question.
What did they give me?
You filed your way your notebook, huh? Okay. Yeah. Baba.
Does one need any?
What's going on? Okay, what?
Does one need any qualification to, stay and do bhajan in one place?
What do you think?
Does one need any qualification to do bhajan and stay in one place?
Stay in one place and do bhajan.
Yes.
Does one need, the question is, does one need any qualification to sit and do bhajan in one place? Yeah, it needs a qualification. It has to be Shantiman. Understand? Shantiman. Shanti means peaceful and man means mind. How can you sit in one place if you have so much distraction, weak shape? You want to sit in one place and do bhajan, you have to have a peaceful mind. Technically, in Bhakti Sundara Jiva Goswami says, Shud Antakaran. Shud Antakaran. Karan, Shud Antakaran means a pure mind, buddhi, and man. Your mind and intelligence has to be pure in order to sit in one place and do bhajan. Otherwise, you're too restless. Chanchla hi mana Krishna. Pramati balavanjidam. Arjuna tells Krishna Gita, the mind is as difficult to control as the wind. Chanchla hi mana Krishna. The mind is very chanchal. Pramati balavan, it's very strong. Dridam, it's very determined. And it's pramati, it's mad. Pramad. Pramad means intoxicated, mad. Pramati balavan dridam, it's very determined. Drida vrata, determined to go the wrong way, think the wrong thing, giving the wrong ideas. So therefore, Bhaktisiddhanta said in the morning, you take a stick and beat your mind 100 times. Boom, boom, boom. In the evening, you take your shoe and beat your mind. Dun, 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 dun. There's one more point about staying in one place and doing bhajan. It should be Prabhu Datta Desh. What is Prabhu Datta Desh? Datta means give, Desh means place, Prabhu means my master. The place of bhajan should be given by your master, your spiritual master, your mentor, your guru, your wisdom teacher. Guru Dev, Guruji. He used to say, you stay here and do bhajan. Stay in Vrindavan and do bhajan. Go to Krishna, go to Radharani. Don't waste another life. If you look like Indian, just learn Hindi and stay here for the rest of your life and do bhajan. Find a proper guru, take proper diction, make your life perfect. You're a young man, don't waste your life. Don't spoil your life and take another birth. Why you already third of your way finished? So have an all-star finish. Stay in Braj and do bhajan. Get a proper guru, take proper diksha, and do bhajan under guidance of guru. The main thing is don't make offenses. Wherever you are, whatever you do, don't do sadhana ninda, don't do shastra ninda, don't do jiva ninda. Don't offend jivas, don't offend shastra, don't offend Vaishnavas, don't offend guru. Guru ninda, Vaishnava ninda, jiva ninda, shastra ninda. Ninda means aparad, offense. Keep a clean heart and a gentle mind, gentle heart and a clean mind. Then you'll be successful wherever you are. Jai Gaur Premanandi, Jai Jai Sri Radhe, Jai Jai Sri Radhe.